Apollo 11 Houston, we recommend you accept the now 49. Continue through your sequence of sightings, and then we'll analyze the data afterwards. Over.
Hello, and welcome to the Depths of Jigoku podcast. And man, has it been a week for gamers. It's kind of been like gamers' heaven. With all these great expansions, great games, and some massive flops that we will be talking about today. Today we are joined by Kain.
Hello.
Kickenbeans.
What up, everybody?
Scorch.
Howdy, howdy.
If he could hear us, DreadPirate.
And last, but most certainly not least.
You are not on the right mic, my man.
Yeah. And me, Bipoe. So, as DreadPirate said in his stuff up, how are we doing?
Doing good?
Yeah.
Speaking of playing games, I should probably stop the one I'm doing right now.
Shenanigans.
Again, none of this gets cut, so you get to see all of this, which is beautiful.
I'm doing good. I'm enjoying my few days off. So.
Yeah. I've had a long weekend. Had 4 days off, so that was really nice. Got back to work today, and honestly, kind of chill. So can't complain right now. Things have been good.
You took another long weekend?
Yeah.
User lose days, my man. User lose days.
I mean that's fair. That's fair.
My company will pay me
most people
out.
who work outside of the house.
I mean, my company will pay me out on whatever time I don't use, but also
Yeah,
I'd rather
take the
just
time.
take the days. Like,
It's way more
it's gonna do
enjoyable to
is-
just take the days.
Because really, then
Yeah.
you're paying yourself back for them, right? Like,
And that kind of job, you're getting paid. You're literally getting paid, even if you do nothing whatsoever. You're just getting paid to do nothing.
Yeah, but the problem is I don't do nothing when I'm at work.
I'm talking about your days off, your paid days off.
Oh yeah, those are nice. Yeah, those are real nice because I get my full salary, my full pay.
nice.
I mean,
All
shit,
right.
I can barely do nothing at home.
Well, I'm looking forward to the long weekend.
Are you
I may
taking
not
a
get-
long weekend?
No, Monday is Labor Day.
it's a holiday weekend.
Oh.
I know. I don't pay
What?
attention to this shit either. I don't get holiday weekends. I have to
Yeah, I was
choose
gonna
my days
say.
off.
I was gonna say, in my career path, there is no such thing as holidays. So
Nor in mine.
So I
They
guess,
say we get them at ours, but it's not true.
Look, I'm on
So-
every banking holiday and not banking holiday apparently. So like, I get all of them. I guess I don't know. My company's pretty weird about it.
So this Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna be in Fort Collins, visiting some friends. But come Monday, y'all want to do an impromptu session and jump online and play a game?
Yes.
You know, I think
Sure.
it actually could be fun if we do like a screen capture of gameplay or something that we're all doing.
If we do that, I think we should just do a Twitch and add that in as on our YouTube as something they can watch later.
I think
Yeah.
that's a good idea because I'm down.
We
You
can-
know, I always have
Alright.
Mondays off. So if y'all are down, I'm down.
Yeah,
We
something
could
like
start
that.
simple and do Castle Crashers.
We have to find a 5-player.
I
We
could just
do.
be on for commentary. It's fine. It's the I'm an AI bot. I don't play games yet. They haven't like made the code for me to play more than like single player games.
AI has been in video games for years. What the fuck are you
AI
talking about?
playing video games. There's a
I mean, who said? Who
WoW
said?
bots.
I mean, look at Helldivers. Technically, there's somebody on the other end playing against all the players.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Okay.
Yo, don't hate on Joel.
Fuck Joel. He needs to bring the Illuminate out.
that's just a conspiracy.
What,
They're
the
not-
Illuminator or Joel?
Both, I guess.
Yes.
No. Yeah, I don't think the Illuminator are ever coming out. I know this isn't on the topics list, but I don't think it's coming out.
Oh, it will. Although at that point, who knows who's going to care?
Yeah, they're below 100,000 current players at peak right now, so they got
And
to
the-
do
this-
something.
I mean, the
Right.
sad thing. Well, so I guess we could start with this. But the sad thing is, Helldivers is like, it will never be what it was when it first started, right? Because for one,
Thank you, Sony.
they have been, that's been the biggest issue is Sony eliminating 140 some odd countries, right, for people who could play it.
Very true.
So yeah, so I mean that's like one thing, but then on top of that, they keep producing updates that nerf everything, and they're like, oh no, this isn't what we intended. Oh, we'll go back and fix it, and they keep fucking doing it. So like, I'm losing faith. I'm losing faith in the studio.
I mean, I kind of agree with you on that one. I mean, Sony's getting their just desserts with their most recent game, live service game they tried to put out with Concord.
Oh, that's on
Opening-
the topics list.
I know, that's why I brought it up now.
We can talk about it now.
Opening week, less than 1,000 concurrent players on a brand new fucking game.
Okay, so I ended up having a relatively
on
long.
Steam. I'm sorry, on Steam, less than 1,000 concurrent players.
I had a relatively long conversation on Reddit about the 500th ranked Steam player for Concord, or with the 500 ranked Steam player on Concord, and he's
So
like,
the
"It's
last."
no, it's so he's ranked 500 out of 794."
Oh, so close to last. Got it.
Yeah. But it was hilarious because he's like, this game is terrible. I only play it because eventually everyone will drop out and I could say I'm the number one player.
I mean,
fair.
when you open up that low, that's kind of, if you ever want to be the number one player in a game and you're just okay at games, that's your best option in life.
Dude, it'd be a
Okay.
cool trophy to have.
It really
Right.
would be.
All right, hear me out. Hear me out. We all download Concord and make a team. So that way, when everybody drops out, we can be the number one team of Concord.
No, I've seen
I'm
gameplay.
good.
It's bad. I'd rather
Alright,
get
so
on
I-
TF2.
I
What-
actually
what do you
haven't
got-
seen any gameplay of this
I
yet.
haven't seen
Why-
any either.
I'm
Why
looking
is
at it
so
now,
bad?
and it's not great.
It's just a really hollow game. Like there's
And
just
it-
there's just nothing to it. They put out the most basic shit they could put out and was like, yes, it's gonna have all this stuff, and it didn't have any of it. It is the most basic of basic 5v5s.
And this was
If we're
Sony,
talking
right?
about a video game for all five of us to jump on at once. We might as well just jump into Overwatch for a couple matches and then wait till Valve's version comes out.
Right?
Or I haven't played Overwatch in years.
Yeah, same here, bro.
It's
I mean,
alright.
I was good at it, but I haven't played it in years.
If we want to try a game, I think we can all get on the same team for that will be much like Deadlock. Then we can
League.
check out. Well, it's a League-esque game. It used to be called Paragon or something, and now it's called.
Oh yes,
I forget what it's called on Steam now,
It-
but like somebody
so-
bought it and reskinned it basically.
I had. Yeah, so not that somebody bought it, but two companies bought it, and they were or Epic Games gave them like the go ahead and funded a couple of them. One is called, I believe, Overprime.
Oh, for what?
Overprime. I'm trying to think.
Prime.
Over
Yeah,
Prime.
that's the first one that I pulled up.
Yeah, and then there's Predecessor.
Yeah, that's the one. Predecessor.
Yeah, which I'm down. I've
So
played
is
it. I
the
like
second
it.
one.
That's what it's intended to be, pretty much. Because
Yeah.
one is, I think, Predecessor is the one you paid $10,
No,
and
Predecessor's
Overprime
free.
is the free one. Oh, it's the opposite.
Yeah, Predecessor's free, and it is exactly like Paragon was essentially. Like
Yeah.
you have your 4 lanes jungle, or is it 3 lanes in jungle, and then I think it's like 6 players for a map or something like that. And it's essentially like Smite or like Overwatch, etc., where you have lanes and you have stuff to do and bases to kill, mobs, all that stuff, and you have your special abilities for each character.
It's more like Smite because it is like a third-person MOBA,
Mhm.
and it's 3 lanes. You have a mid, duo, and solo, and a jungle. I played it. I really liked it because I also loved Paragon.
Yeah,
But that game crashed hard.
I was
no
like
offense,
beta
Epic.
testing Paragon when it came out, and I had a lot of fun with it, and then just
Yeah.
gone.
I played I forget her name, but I played the chick that, because I used to, instead of it being like you'd buy items, you'd get like cards that would be your upgrades. And there was the one chick that had like haste, and you would have no movement speed reduction when you're firing. So all you do is run around the map auto attacking. So that's all I remember.
Fair. I'd be down. I need to
Never
get some
played.
MOBA
played
experience
that
under
one.
my belt.
Yeah,
I
it
have-
would be a good
I'm-
one to check out for
Yeah, I
sure.
was about to say I'm very low on that MOBA experience. Every time I played a MOBA game, it was honestly on mobile,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ew.
and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Or the closest I
And-
played League of Legends once, and I hated it.
All right.
And I can say
Personally
that
hated it. Not
Yeah,
my
it-
style. Not
It's
my
because you
thing.
weren't playing Darius the Dunkmaster.
it's because you weren't toxic.
Yeah, it's hard to not be toxic when you're playing Dunkmaster Darius.
If you dunk in the woods, does anybody hear it?
I once dunked so hard, I sent a grown man back to puberty. He was 35. But
I'm lost. I feel like I'm lost on this one.
I will send you the video, or
Yo,
Okay, thank you.
there's definitely a video.
it's so good. You don't have to know anything about the game. Bipoe, if you could find that and shoot it over to him.
The most I know about the game is the TV show on Netflix.
I haven't watched that. Is that any good?
Never having played the game, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
As a fun fantasy anime-esque thing.
Oh, I broke our AI bot last night.
What'd you do?
I'm
wait,
surprised I didn't make this a topic.
Physically,
Oh,
physically or
oh.
mentally?
Yes.
Emotionally.
Jesus. What did you do?
Have you guys seen the movie Birdman? The
Yeah.
live action?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that,
yeah.
Like from
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Keaton. No, I haven't seen it yet. I've heard good things.
Ah, why are we friends? You need to watch that. I
mean,
made
It's
I
been on my
made-
list forever.
I'm glad
I
I'm not
made
the only
Bipoe
one.
watch it last night, and he's like, "Is it a superhero movie?" I was like, "Yes and no."
It's
And he's-
not. No,
he's
no. I've
like,
come to my opinion.
What-
It is not.
How? Like, it's either a movie about a man descending into darkness, or he could fly, and they're very vague about which one is real.
So I think that's probably why I haven't watched it yet, because it seemed like it was not what it was intended to be, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm ready for this one yet.
Oh, it's hilarious. It is if Kevin Smith wrote a horror movie, a good horror movie. But love Kevin Smith, but Tusk was terrible. But
Well, speaking of Kevin Smith, did you see him and Jason Mewes were in the most recent season of that '90s show?
they took over for
Yeah.
Chong. Chong
They took over for
retired.
Chong.
And I love that their entrance was them driving through a fucking wall.
Oh yeah, it's
I was watching and I was waiting for the $15 little man,
right.
and I never got it, and I was so sad about it. But that's what I was waiting for.
Give it time. Give it time. The first episode, he has to write himself. He'll run out of ideas and immediately put that in.
Because it would fit. I mean, that came out in the '90s.
Oh yeah, it'd be perfect.
Oh man, there might be a point where they make them watch Clerks.
Oh my god, yes.
The characters.
that
The
is
fact that I have to.
that is on this week's docket for the AI bot.
Wait, hold up.
It
AI
released 3 years before I was a thing, so don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be shocked.
Have you
It
seen
released?
Have you seen any of them?
It released before I was even a thought. So
Yeah,
Just
but we
gonna
were
leave it just-
teenagers for Clerks too. So, like, what is your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
excuse?
I wasn't a thing yet.
Yes, you
I-
were. We were.
I
like
was not.
17.
No, no.
For Clerks,
I think we
for
looked this
Clerks
up.
2, you were alive.
Clerks
Yeah,
2, you were
the-
alive. You
the
were just probably
OG
too young to
Clerks-
see it.
The OG Clerks was 94. Clerks 2 was 06, and then the third one came out 2 years ago.
Which
In
you can't see-
06, I
you
wasn't
can't
in the
see
country.
the third one until you've seen everything else Kevin Smith has done.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Well,
that makes
that's
The
Sense.
sense.
third,
Laundry.
the third one's like a wrap up of like his entire career before that movie.
Yeah, that is like a laundry list of movies, though.
Yeah, and some of them aren't great.
Boy,
It's okay.
boy, you got a long way to go, and it's really only going to take like 2 days if you really.
It's
sit
okay.
down and
There's this
try.
there's this neat hack for like the bad movies, which is called 2x speed. So
I don't know if I could suffer through Walrus or Tusk at 2x speed.
I have never watched Tusk, so you know what? You
Just-
can nix that one. I won't push
Just
that one on
recommend you don't.
It took me a long time to watch Jersey Girl.
Jersey Girl wasn't that bad. It's just that Geely came out the same year. It was the same two movies, and of course, like Paramount's gonna make more money on it.
And also,
I thought
Geely was
Jersey Girl
bad.
was good.
Yeah, Jersey Girl was. I thought it was pretty decent.
I mean, Liv Tyler can make anything decent.
Yeah, and getting Ben Affleck to cry on cue was always fun. All right, so we digressed too far from where I wanted to
This
go.
is true.
Back to multiplayer. Have you guys seen what's released for Space Marine 2's multiplayer?
No.
I've watched
player
I've watched
campaign.
one trailer on it,
I've seen a couple of the trailers. I haven't seen anything that they newly released, which I heard there was an announcement like yesterday.
and I'm 3/4 of the way through Space Marine 1 right now.
Nice.
Nice.
Since last week when we talked about it.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw that. I saw that immediately after the podcast. You started playing the game, and I was like, "Oh, here we go."
I realized I had bought the game apparently a couple months ago, so I was like, you know what? Why the fuck not? And honestly, it's been really fun. It's just a kill everything kind of game, though. The
Yeah.
first one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I mean-
Gears of War's reskinned for the Grimdark.
And
So-
I'm here for that. I loved Gears of War. I played all of them.
This is why I'm excited. Multiplayer for Space Marines, where you battle primarily against Chaos Space Marines, 6v6 PvP, Annihilation, Seize the Ground, Capture and Control, plus the 3-player co-op. And then they're talking about bringing in a like zombie-esque mode where it's you just survive and you can play with up to 6 players.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
sounds cool.
here's my thing on the zombie-esque mode. It's overdone. Why would you do it with the kind of story of Warhammer 40K when you could literally throw anything in there and it could be zombie-esque? You could throw Tyranids in there. It could be zombie-esque.
Well,
You
when
could-
I think he says zombie-esque, I think he means like the horde of Tyranids.
Or orcs
Okay.
or
Okay.
Chaos
Yeah,
Marines.
like you
Also-
just anything in general. I thought you meant like zombies.
No, not like zombies, but like zombie mode where you basically have to survive as long as you can.
Okay.
So I already know that from like what I've seen in the videos of campaign mode and them talking about the AI for the Tyranids. They'll have Tyranids come in swarms, and those Tyranid swarms each have groups that have their like own AI leader that will choose a path, and then some of the Tyranids will follow that one, and some will follow like another leader, and like so you end up with like different algorithmic activities for each of them. Like each of these
Up
groups.
to AI type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
yeah.
That's
So,
Okay.
so
They're
like,
essentially taking Darktide and turning it up to 11.
So what they showed for the videos, they showed all these Tyranids kind of swarming in like off a bridge and like falling, and some of them were falling to their deaths, right? And then some would land and they would start running up, and then instead of just doing what they would normally do, which is target player and go like directly towards the player on the path of least resistance, some of them were like trying to like find ways to like climb back up and go around to come like up and flank. Like they were not just taking the regular route. So I'm pretty excited to see like how this handles for one. Like I hope to God all of our systems can run it.
Yeah.
And this just
sure.
starts
Um,
Yeah,
happening.
there's going to be a lot happening.
I think at this point I'm the one who has to worry the most. We're far enough along now. I think Bipoe even has a better system than me now.
I don't know. It depends if our AI plans to play or not, but I fear for his system if he does.
No,
Yeah.
I meet requirements.
And you have what, a 2070 DreadPirate?
I do. Still on my same laptop.
Yeah, no,
No,
you're good. We're both. I think we're both good.
Well, it's a-
honestly.
It's a 2070 mobile. So don't
Yeah.
get your hopes up.
Oh, well,
Unfortunately,
I'm
2070 Q Max, so it's
Oh, and
okay,
it's
so
the
I
weaker
know-
mobile.
yeah.
So I know my system's good.
I mean,
I'll
you don't
be-
have to gloat.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just afraid that if I play multiplayer, I'm going to have to be the enemy since the AI
You-
controls everything.
You can always start with your new PC build and get yourself a Thunderbolt dock in like a 4070 Ti.
That's not a bad idea. Get an external
Yeah.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah, you can get your graphics card, and you spend like an extra $200 or $300, and you get a dock that plugs it into your laptop, and then you could just slowly build the rest of the PC. I see the gears turning. He's thinking about it.
Like he already knows what case he wants, but now it's going to be the last thing he buys.
And then when you build the PC, you could use the dock as a paddle.
Here's the real question though: does his PC have a Thunderbolt port to take
It
that
does.
cable?
It does, because I
Thunderbolt
was super
4.
jelly when he got the laptop.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got
Because-
this when Thunderbolt was on the higher end ones.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because when I bought it, this was a $2,300 laptop.
Damn.
Is it a Thunderbolt 3 or Thunderbolt 4?
It's a Thunderbolt
3.
3, but a 4070 with a 4070 Ti with what is it, like a 298 bus width will run fine on Thunderbolt 3.
Nice.
So it's still a good laptop. I just it's coming to the end of its days for the newer games.
I'll just obviously bump your graphics off to an external. There you go.
Oh no,
And
you
then-
have to run a medium now.
And then
I
you
have
can
no idea how to do that. Y'all are gonna have to walk me through it.
it's super easy. We'll send you if we can go get the parts at Micro Center and mail them to you, bro.
You can mail them to you from Micro Center, so you get the nice Micro Center box.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll take it.
But yeah, you would also have to get an external screen, because I'm not sure if it pipes the 4070 or the external GPU back to your own screen. That'd
It
be the
will.
only thing I'd
Honestly,
worry
I
about.
was
It will.
I was thinking about
Yeah.
getting an external screen anyways, since I still have a at least mostly good graphics card for most things. I still just want a bigger screen. 15 inches
Yeah.
is getting very small for gaming when I want to enjoy
I would
immerse myself in gaming.
I would
Especially when you're
recommend
squinting through it.
yeah.
What-
I would recommend going no smaller than 28.
I was gonna go probably bigger than that.
Yeah,
That
I
is
just
'Cause I was just gonna mount it
Um,
above. I was just gonna mount it above the laptop for now until I
tell you,
start building the actual.
42 inch. Do it.
I'll tell you,
yeah,
20,
that's what I
27
want.
is comfortable. 27 is nice. 32 is comfortable. A 42 or up is just like you kind of get ridiculous, especially if you're
Well-
on your keyboard sitting near it.
I'm
mean,
just
but
gonna
here's
run
my-
the game
here's-
in windowed mode.
Here's my thing though, man. Like I play most of my video. I play 95% of my video games on my computer now because, well, the only thing attached to my TV is my Switch.
Yeah.
Fair.
So really anything above a 15 would be good for him. Why don't you just attach the computer to your TV?
Because the color is too different. You can't go from 240 hertz to whatever the fuck small amount that cheap Samsung TV is.
You could always
can
look
set it
into
correctly, you do know
like
that,
a
What?
55 inch with 120 hertz. They make them. They're not that expensive. You're looking like $500.
Yeah, I just kind of don't want to like mix these two. I'd rather just get a computer screen that's really nice that I'm eventually going to use for an actual build that I have,
That's fair.
and then have my TV separate.
Bro, I've been looking into ultra wides for a little while now, like because I was thinking about it for a good long bit. If you want to have
Mhm.
a conversation after the cast, we can go into that.
I'm down for that because
I-
I really like the full immersion thing.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna get one last time we were at Micro Center.
dude, I
Same.
Oh, that one that was
The
almost
drool was
almost
like
as tall as
getting
me.
stuck at the end of
I
your
was
lip.
close. I was close. But
That Alienware was nice.
it was talking to me for sure. But
You got to get the Odyssey
here's-
arc.
so here's where I'm at now. Okay, here's where I'm at now. If I'm gonna do anything, it's gonna be an Alienware 34 ultra wide because they are more square than long from what I've seen with a lot of the ultra wides.
Yep.
But at the same time, I'm probably not going OLED for a while. Mostly because this is my workhorse and my game horse, and I will definitely have some burn in if I do that. So
That's fair.
yeah,
I've only heard that before already.
I know, but I recently made this decision that I'm gonna hold off for now on any monitor changes until OLED comes up with a better panel with less burn-in changes. Or
KVM switch. You set up a second station for work.
I already have a second station. Okay.
So
And
what I
this
hear
is
is you need a
simple.
KVM.
The monitor that you're using now just
Yes.
transfers over to the next station for your workstation. And
Exactly.
then the
Okay,
OLED is
yes.
the game station.
Yes, I know.
And then you do this.
It's a little further than that, but yeah, no. But yeah, so not yet, not just yet.
Don't try to
'Cause-
convince him to make a full battle station. He'll do it.
He's done it.
I basically already have it. I'm
Look at the
one
backpack
monitor
behind
short
him.
from a full gaming system.
So look at the
That's-
backpack behind him. He's got a full fucking like attack artillery station. He's ready.
That's fair.
But yeah, holding off on OLED for now because for one,
This
they're
is
definitely
the
coming out with
all-new
newer panels
Sobel
really fast.
SV08.
So
Oh, yeah.
the
Basically,
panels
it's a
that they're
350
selling right
by
now, like that Alienware we were
350
looking
by
at, that's a
300
2-year-old panel.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not. So like, I see no reason yet to go for that because they're coming out with panels that are going to be, 0.1 second response times at 240 hertz.
Yeah.
And most of the OLEDs you can get right now, even in ultra wide, are only like 175.
And the crazy part
except
is
for the new MSI.
yeah. But the that Alienware, like when we were looking at it in store, it's a 2-year-old panel, but from when it came out to what we were seeing just a couple weekends ago now, that's all software updates.
Mhm.
Because these fucking monitors, they have their own goddamn drivers now. And
Yeah.
that was like the cleanliness on that screen with all the text is just from them pumping out software updates.
So that entirely depends on which monitor you get.
True.
So this is something that you got to watch out for because like the LGs are pretty good about it. MSI is not. So if you get the MSI MPGs, you can update the firmware on them. If you get the MAG or the lower versions of their OLEDs, you actually it's not easy, but you can actually do like firmware updates on the monitors themselves. And then of course driver packs are just driver packs. That's just software from computer to monitor.
Yeah. So firmware is what I meant, but yeah.
Okay, then.
Anywho, that's your tech talk for today.
Yep. And don't mind what I dropped in general chat. That's for future use.
Son of a
I was already looking at it.
I got him hard earlier this week, DreadPirate. I sent him a link to a bunch of 3D printers that were on sale.
Yeah. Like I need another hobby I'm not going to start. Thank you. Although, honestly, of all the things that I could be doing, 3D printing shit throughout the day while I'm working is probably the easiest thing I could be doing. Because I just set it up and let it go. Right?
Yeah.
Like I could literally like stick it in the corner over here, start a print, and then just go about my workday and occasionally check on it. Like that would be the easiest like hobby for me to get into.
Yeah, once you get past the whole setup process.
Yeah, that's fine. I can tweak
Oh.
that on like at night,
They make it so easy nowadays. Basically, you can buy them, pull them out of the box, plug them in, and print now.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they auto level and everything on their own now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
Oh, shit.
you're
It's not like it
hindering
used to be where
yourself
You're
by
tweaking the platform and all that shit.
Yeah.
No, it's just like it's a solid platform. The thing comes down, it touches it to find where it has to be for each and calibrates itself. Like
Oh,
they
God.
built all that. They built all that in.
Yeah, my
Fair
current one has a camera that watches it print, and then as soon as it sees it fail, AI kicks in and either tries to course correct or just shuts the print down.
Changed so much when I used to see you print shit.
It's almost not fun anymore. Like, because now I'm just like print, and then I leave.
Oh, so it's too easy now.
You got that mechanic itch, right? You got to get in there sometimes and tweak things,
Hence
You gotta
why I'm
type
looking at a new JDM car.
I mean, it's always more fun when you can play with shit.
Oh, it's not bad. I've just at this point I've printed everything I want to print, and then now I'm moving on to like backlog stuff that the significant other wants me to print. So
By the way,
Like
Kane, I definitely
camera
don't need
stand.
this Switch, but thank you.
just in case.
I appreciate you.
Just looking out.
What's the next one? Do you guys want to have the WoW talk? Just gonna itch my veins a little.
Go ahead and get it out of your system.
Go ahead and get it out of
you
the way.
brought-
Dude, the new
brought it
WoW
up, yeah,
expansion
yeah.
looks so good. It's sucking me
I
back
don't know if you
in.
haven't looked at it yet.
No.
What's
I'm
the
just
new
gonna-
WoW? What's the new WoW expansion?
War Within.
Oh, it's so good, but I don't.
It looks so good. There's 4 new zones. You can do war bands now. There's hero talent trees, class specific hero talent trees. Yeah, new race. Like it looks decent. It's really tempting.
I don't know if I want to get back into that.
If a fucking good game I can get addicted to does not come out in the next 6 months, I'm going back to World of Warcraft. That
So
is
when does Space Marine 2 and or Deadlock come out?
Space Marine 2 comes out 2 weeks? A week?
Oh, there you go.
I think in a week.
I think it
but-
comes out before this episode will air.
But on the levels of that, is it going to be something like? Are you talking about the addiction of WoW?
I just want something I can hop
Are
on
you talking about the
after work and do. And right now,
Okay.
like Apex Legends, I'll hop on. I'll get 3 games in and be bored. I don't want to go back to COD. Everything I've tried so far, like, hasn't hit that addiction of, hey, I want to
Immer-
get on, play with my boys, and get some things done.
And you're talking about like the level of immersion that these old games used to have.
Yeah, just something that keeps my attention is all I'm really
get
looking
that.
for.
I get that because I've been having that same issue for a while now. Because it's been fun for most games have been fun for a while, but everything is piddled out within at least 6 months.
Yeah, and I'm not including single player games, which is what I'm throwing Space Marine 2 in, because the multiplayer is going to be fun, but it's not going to hold our attention for longer than a couple weeks. And they fixed a lot of the issues that I had with newer WoW. They bumped everything down to a max 70 level.
I thought it was 80.
No, this
It was 90 at one point.
it was 120, I think. But they bumped it down to 60 with the last expansion. And now they're bumping it up to 70 for this one.
So they went back to the original levels of classic WoW before, like when it was
Yeah,
still 5 discs.
because people were burning out 100 levels in 2 months. And it just didn't, when you leveled, it didn't seem like a big deal anymore. So they brought it back down to like, you actually having a max level character fucking matters.
I mean, that's how it felt the last time I played WoW was like leveling meant nothing and getting things meant nothing anymore. It was all a lot easier last time I played.
Yeah.
Than what I remember, and again going back to OG WoW, how it was back then when you felt like you had to fight for things.
Yeah,
And you had to
it would
work
take you
towards
months to
things.
get to 40 in OG WoW.
Yeah. Like it would take, I remember the first time I ever played, it took me, I think 10 hours to get to level 12.
Yeah.
And I was just playing, and I was like, when I was like 15 years old. But it felt like you accomplished something at the end of that.
So they're releasing 8 more dungeons, 4 level up dungeons, 4 max level dungeons. So there's new in-game content. They're giving bonuses to players that are returning from previous expansions. Yeah, it's real tempting. And it's not like I ever got rid of my old WoW account. I can just log in and start paying monthly and buy the expansion and be done.
See, and that's where I'm also at. I can just jump back into it. I just don't know if I want to do another subscription game
No,
again.
No, I can't jump into another game like that. I need my life.
That's the
Whatever I
other
have
side
left
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How addicted am I going to get?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give background to why I said no immediately as soon as Kain was like, "Oh wow." So we were talking at like midnight, and Kain was like, "I'm really itching to play WoW. There's like no other game I'm playing." Like as he was kind of explaining, and then I said, and then he was like, "Oh, the new WoW expansion." I'm like, "Yeah, it looks pretty fun. I saw like some early launch." And this man had like this entire like plan written out to get people to play,
Yeah.
reset everything, and it was just like I was like, no, No, no,
I've-
no, no, no,
I've
no,
spent
no, no, no,
I've spent quite a long time thinking about this.
too long.
I had like my how I'm gonna get each of you addicted individual plans.
Yeah. This man was about to become like the Punisher of WoW for
Yeah.
us.
Okay,
Not
so
gonna
here's
happen,
the thing.
sorry.
Maybe not for Scorch.
Yeah, that was my hard one. Is I couldn't
That's
find a
gonna be
way to
hard-
get
that's gonna
Scorch
be a
back
hard
in.
one. But if you can get like, I'm not against it. But if I'm gonna do that, I have to drop my Xbox Live subscription. I'm not gonna spend more money on this shit. I need to balance it out.
Dude, at this point, I don't really play any of the Xbox Live subscription games. Like all the ones that I want to play are out, and I've played them. So
You know what's
pausing
hilarious?
it ain't that big a deal.
So,
What's hilarious is Kain specifically said Pyro would probably be one of the easiest, just because convince him easy, and then move on to Kickenbeans, and then the final boss would be Scorch. So he's already setting this up. I just want to throw this out here. He's already laying the seeds.
There was
No, I'm
others in
easy.
the middle.
I'm easy, man. Like he knows. I'm just like him. I'm very video game ADHD. I will love a game for a while and then just be like, yeah,
See,
I
my
need
problem
something
is
new.
I don't want to do another subscription-based game, and just for the fairness of calling Scorch my friend, I don't think I could go back to WoW without him just like throat punching me for not at least dipping my toes in a Final Fantasy first.
I brought that up
mean,
as an alternative.
Do both.
No, fuck no.
That's $30 a month.
hang on.
That's $30 a month.
Hang on. I am currently the only one paying for a subscription for Final Fantasy.
That is
You fools can all play it for free up until like the second to last expansion.
But we can't join guilds. We can't like
No.
trade stuff.
I
We
think-
can't. We can play the story, but we can't do all like the other things that are fun.
I think I can for the next year. I think I bought them on sale.
Just play it, buddy. Just stop buying games for
You
the
got-
fuck of it.
He's got to finish
have-
Space Marine first, and hey,
I do.
get
And-
that bass out your tone. We all buy dumb games that we never play.
I
So
don't know what
speaking
you're
of
talking about.
So speaking of Xbox, since that came up real quick, I just renewed mine because my cousin and his buddy are playing Sea of Thieves, and I never played it. So I was just like, you know what? Screw it. It's cheaper for me to renew my Xbox subscription than it is to just buy the game because it's still
Yeah.
$40.
Yes.
I was
Sea of
just like,
Thieves
you
is
know
a
what?
fun game to
That
like
game
mess
has
around
never
in.
dropped below $40 from what I've seen, and I've had lots of people try to get me into it. But here's the thing:
Mhm.
that's one of those you have to be with people, from what I've heard, for it to be fun.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like you can go solo run or whatever, but like the maximum ship size or crew size I think is 4.
Mhm.
And in order for you to not get like incredibly, have your
They-
face kicked in the entire time, you need at least
You need
2
a
to 3
Sherpa.
people.
I was gonna say they might have expanded it because they released a now even bigger ship. I think.
As far as I know, the galleon's the biggest, and it only
Also,
really
you
keeps 4 players.
you don't need to be in the crew in Sea of Thieves. You can just get on their boat and go with them.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, you got to find the nice people.
It does make combat a little weird, but
I mean,
Well, no,
yeah,
because you just have.
it
I
just
did it a little bit. You have like your mic open and like a push talk, and you have like voice chat open, so like you could talk with people. And then I literally met with like 2 random strangers, and we were in I think it was called a sloop, like the mid-sized ship or whatever, and just fucked around for like a few hours. And then I hopped off and never saw those 2 legends ever again.
nice.
So if you're listening, hello, but probably not.
yeah. I've
I
done
figured-
some dirty things in Sea of Thieves.
I figure
I never played that
Helldivers.
one.
Helldivers, unfortunately, is kind of like wearing itself off. Like the comfort level difficulty is now 6 because they came out with a super Helldive mode, which is 10.
Oh, jeez.
So like 6 is probably like the comfort fun play level for certain things.
Mhm.
But like the missions haven't really changed much, and I can gripe on Helldivers. I'm a little mad at it, but for its time, it was fun. But I figured Sea of Thieves sounds kind of like maybe a sort of kickback game, but it was actually kind of intense.
Oh, Sea of Thieves is rough, bro.
I mean, just learning like how to freaking pilot the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you literally need someone at the helms, at least one or two people, depending on the ship size, at each of the ropes for turning and everything, and then one guy for
Mhm.
anchor.
Yep.
Holy
It's
shit!
insane. And then also you have to manually fix damage, which it's not that bad. But yeah, it's very much like, unless you're gonna like dive in and be super concentrated, you can't really play by yourself or possibly with one other person.
And that's what I kind of figured out about it, and that's why I never got into it.
So Scorch, since you're getting into it, I'm gonna impart some wisdom on you. Remake your
Cool.
character because your character's size does not matter for your character's stats. Make the smallest human being you can make.
Done.
Just tiny in every dimension, because
I-
what I used to do is I would sneak on other people's ships and hide, wait for them to get out in the open ocean and murk them and steal all their shit.
See, Kain is the kind of player you
Nice.
don't want to get into.
No. Kain is the kind of player that I want to learn all the rules from. The
Yeah.
unspoken rules. But my character is already not the smallest, I think, because I think there are some characters that are like, but he was the skinniest, lankiest one looking one I could find, and then basically I don't dress him in anything. He looks like a stick. So
Yeah. That's what you
Okay.
want.
his nose would give him away. Though. His nose is like monstrous. So like if I'm hiding and the nose is sticking through something, then that would show up.
Fair.
But yeah, that game is toxic in the best way. There are so many savage things I used to get away with, but I had a Sherpa. He did all the hard work. I just got to murder people.
Hey, Scorch, real quick, hop out and hop back in.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna kind of wait for it to fix itself. What is next on the docket? Since you
Am I
guys all
better?
denied my WoW,
Yeah.
you are better.
We didn't deny it. We heard your case,
I
and we tended to ignore it for its. I was going to say
Let me
insanity.
know.
Oh no. No. Okay. So next
Got
week's
one.
podcast will probably only be Beans, Scorch, and I, because the other two will be in the WoW Rift.
No, their cameras
Pray-
will be on.
I have successfully played and done the
Yeah.
podcast at least
It-
once.
I
I know
could
Scorch
grind
has
and
at
do
least
the
done it 3
podcast.
times.
It's not playing and doing the podcast all at the same time. It's you guys are going to get addicted and just like forget what time is, because you guys are going to have your days off. You're going to be like, "What? It's Tuesday?" No.
No,
I
Tuesday
don't
is my
believe
day
that.
off,
Uh-huh.
Thought it was
Um,
Monday.
and Tuesday.
Mm.
I have 2
So-
days off.
So, you guys look at the new Switch games?
No,
The new announced Switch games?
I heard they're remastering a game, right?
There's a couple games to remastering, which I'm all for because the Switch remasters have actually been pretty good. But at the Nintendo event, Neva, that's the one I'm most interested in. It's kind of plays like, what's the one where you're a cockroach with a skull on your head?
Are you talking about Hollow Knight? And
Hollow
you're
Knight.
not you're also not a cockroach.
You're
I
totally
just
a
want to throw
cockroach
that
in
out
that
there.
game.
You are not a cockroach.
That's rude. That
It
is
plays
such a
like
fun
Hollow
game.
Knight, so
It's
dude,
a
it's
great
a great game.
It's just not you're not a cockroach.
I
That's
just
all.
read all the dialogue. You're a bug.
I mean, I figured I was more closer to it like an ant or something when I played it.
I expected you to be more of like, this is gonna sound stupid, like a moth-like bug, because you can dash and
Motherfucker,
like fly.
he did not have wings.
And you can
How's
be a
he a
moth
moth?
without
How's he a
wings
moth?
and just walk. You can just walk as a moth. Have you never seen a
I
moth
think we
walk
call those
before?
caterpillars.
Yeah, but no, but I've never seen a moth without wings. I think they're either dead or caterpillars.
Maybe it's a Soul Reaver thing. Somebody ripped his wings off, and we just haven't played through the third game that's unreleased.
I think
Dude,
it's
coming to Switch.
Sea of Stars
Cool.
looks good for like a classic RPG. I'm kind of excited about that one. There's a Shrek game. There's Morsels, which just kind of looks like a weird version of Happy Meat Boy.
Oh, Peglin's coming to Steam. Nice.
Peglet's coming to Steam, or not Steam, Switch.
Switch, same difference. Both start with S's.
Shovel Knight. looks decent.
Shovel Knight's
Switch?
very fun.
Switch might be having like a little renaissance happening right before Switch 2 comes out.
Oh no, they added the friend ending game, and it's not Mario Party or Smash. It's Pico Park. Oh
What the
no.
fuck is Pico Park?
Pico Park, and I don't even have to read the description. It is like a 2 to 8 player game where you all have to be collaborative to be able to beat the puzzle. But if one person messes up, it can literally mess up the entire thing.
Oh, I want to play that with you guys.
Oh,
I'm down.
okay. All
I'm
right.
down.
Is it free? I forget if it's free or not. That's the only thing. But Pico Park is fun. It's just you can definitely troll your friends, and I've legitimately seen like streamer groups like blow up at each other over it.
Is that the one where you're all chained together? I want to try that one too.
No, that's chained up.
It's chained,
Okay.
that's
That's
chained
chained up.
together.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that's
the game's
what
called
I'm-
Chained Together.
No, but Pico Park is fun. It's like a platformer, and it's
Okay.
it's nothing. It's nothing too intense, but it's like, oh, we all have to be on this platform, but if one of us jumps off, the platform falls down, so we all have to jump together, and then everybody says 1, 2, 3, and then one person's late, and then like they can't get onto the next platform.
So,
Okay.
Go Simulator 3 finally on the Switch. New Worms game. Excited about that one. And then I don't know how nerdy you guys were in your childhood. Metal Slug Tactics.
I've heard of it, never played it.
Metal Slug is so good.
Is it? Is it? Is it
Oh,
gonna be a
this
2D,
game, sorry, I
2DS
have played it.
platformer still?
It is
And I say esque in the sense that like how they're doing 3D to like platformer type shit.
so this one is more like a traditional tactics game.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of what the game was. Like did you ever play Final Fantasy Tactics?
Yes.
Similar to that, but in the Metal Slug universe with Metal Slug weapons. So turn-based board style, a game that I haven't seen one come out in forever. So I'm kind of excited about it. I think it'd be cool to just have in my backpack and play whenever I can.
I think the last time I played Metal Slug was on Sega Genesis.
They're fun.
I mean, they're fun games.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
So lots of good Nintendo Switch games coming out before the end of the year.
Oh, cool. They're making a Lego Horizon.
Yeah, I think they did that already.
Are you talking about like for like Forza Horizon? Or is this like a
No,
separate like
the
actual Lego
Horizon,
game?
Horizon's the actual game.
Oh, okay. Like Zero Dawn.
Yes, that one.
Okay.
Oh,
Because Forza Horizon Lego
Last.
has been out for a
No,
minute. So
There's Lego
Wait.
and then there's also Hot Wheels. So-
Wait, you said a Lego Horizon,
Yeah, it's called Lego Horizon Adventures.
and it's the Horizon Zero Dawn storyline.
I believe, or I mean, it's in that universe.
Oh,
Here, I'll share it real quick.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about that because I love Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm halfway through Horizon Forbidden West right now, and I don't know how I would feel if it's in the. Oh,
gears are
no,
turning.
I'm not. I'm not here for it.
Okay. So
I'm not about it.
one last
It takes all the fun and like story driven, like you just like fall into it and enjoy everything. It's very immersive. I think
Yeah,
that
but
takes
I've
Oh,
never picked
fuck.
up a Lego game for being immersed in it. I've picked up a Lego game to like fuck off for the next like 40 minutes.
and if
Yeah,
that's
but
your
that's what I'm
intent, they've all
saying.
been great.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying though. The Horizon is both Horizon games are very story driven, fall into, and it's essentially if you played a Jurassic Park game in that sense.
Did you guys ever play one of the Lego Star Wars games? It's the one where Anakin and Obi-Wan fight. Like I think it's Revenge of the Sith. Anakin can win. And there's a whole like separate ending where Anakin never becomes Darth Vader as we know him, and he kills Obi-Wan right there at the beginning.
Oh,
I
it's
remember-
called Star Wars the video game.
Yeah.
Lego
remember-
Star Wars the video game.
I remember the Revenge of the Sith, like the actual like movie version of Revenge of the Sith video game. You could play alternate ending where Anakin won.
That's probably where they got it from, because Lego can't come up
Mhm.
with anything original.
Absolutely.
Although their Lego plants, that shit slaps, bro. Like I have an addiction.
they're like a what?
The Lego house
Lego-
plant.
The Lego plant, like planting garden stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Lego succulent plants, those are really cool.
That's the next one on my list. I have
We legit
Like,
spent
you're
like
getting- you're getting
15
house plants
minutes.
that you just put together with
Yeah.
with Legos. Oh,
Yeah.
We legit
okay.
spent 15 minutes in a store looking at them, be like, oh, which one should we get? It's because they're also not that super expensive like some of the other Lego sets are.
No, I think the highest
like
cost
110,
one was
right?
like 110, and it's insane. And then the next one down is like 60. If you need extra garnishments, they sell the Lego garnishments separate for like $12. So if you want some extra like baby's breath, you can buy Lego baby's breath for $12. It's kind of cool. I have 3 sets floating around the house now.
Don't you have
Okay.
the bonsai tree too?
I have the bonsai tree. I'm counting that as one.
Mm.
We have a bonsai village that I haven't put together yet. It's like a Japanese torii arch and a little torii village, and then it comes with trees inside of it. That are really nice and detailed. And then we have the the bouquet.
Nice.
Well, that sounds dope.
Yeah, they're cool. It's plants you don't have to water, and you get to have fun building.
Or like there's one that I just shared a link to. If you have plants, these are like tiny little ones that can really fill in the space nicely.
Yeah.
Along with the pickup truck,
Sure. If you want to go full farm style.
because why not?
I mean, I'm about it. Yeah,
Oh,
the tiny
pickup
plants
truck
collection.
is that-
I don't know. $240 better come with the fucking pickup truck.
I think it's 240 bucks
I-
for
I
both
clicked-
boxes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah,
I clicked
the
on
mini
wrong
the
one.
mini plants in the
But
pickup.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, like you could probably buy the mini plant separately, and you could probably buy the pickup truck separately, but together you can buy both and probably save a few bucks.
You say $5.
All right,
right.
so I'm gonna continue on the Sega talk. And have y'all seen the the Sonic 3 trailer yet?
You missed the whole conversation about it.
Oh,
Granted, our whole conversation was
It
before we
was-
started recording.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pre-podcast, so we can reiterate some of it.
The
Okay,
trailer
so
looks really fucking good. I'm really excited for it.
I think Keanu Reeves does amazing as Shadow.
Oh, that makes my comment way worse.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, it does.
jeez. Okay.
That's why I said that's why I said we could repeat some of it.
Oh yeah.
I'll definitely be careful.
Shadow sounds like he was born with an extra chromosome. I didn't realize it was Keanu Reeves, and that makes sense. But Shadow, because I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, they made Shadow sound like shit. They made
Oh, that
Knuckles
was-
sound like shit, but it worked. So I expect them to make it work.
No,
But
That's Keanu Reeves, bro.
the trailer I watched had a terrible audio setup.
I was gonna say, I feel like we talked about this a few podcasts back, and Kain was excited that Keanu Reeves was gonna be Shadow.
He probably,
Then
I
he said
probably
this.
just forgot.
And then he's like, "Man, they sound like they got
It
got a
doesn't.
few
It
more
doesn't change
chromosomes
my
than he
point. Yeah, Shadow sounds like he's got the opposite of the ups.
I don't know why. That sounds worse.
but it's politically acceptable.
I mean, I'm still excited for the movie. It looks fucking good.
It does. I'm excited about it. And I like that
I'm gonna go see it in theaters.
they're still digging fuck, what's his name? Dr. Robotnik. They're digging him out of whatever hole he climbs into and making him do funny movies again. So I'm about it.
Oh,
Jim Carrey.
Jim
Are
Carrey.
you talking
Yeah,
about Jim Carrey?
that one.
I mean, I feel like he's kind of contract for Robotnik. Like, I feel like he's going to do them till the movies are done.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
always
do it
done
for his
whatever he
90.
wanted. And
That-
like,
yeah, but
we had to kill Bob Saget to get him back on stage doing stand up for a year. There's only so many legends we can kill to keep him on stage.
but to be honest, I think he played the position so well. It's like he was to the Grinch when he played that part.
Oh yeah,
You could never think of somebody else playing that part.
I miss In Living Color. They should bring that back. It would destroy Saturday Night Live.
I don't know if it would work nowadays.
That was
Oh,
also
good.
something I was shown over the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah,
You've
we
just
should.
been
mean,
educating the
That's
AI.
fair. That show is way older than you.
Yeah, this show's way older than
I
me.
keep telling you guys, like most of the stuff you like, I probably wasn't a thought yet. So it's okay.
Dude, In Living Color was so good.
I mean, in fairness, a lot of the stuff we like, we weren't a thought yet.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it last aired in '94.
Oh, I was
That's
more
fair.
than a thought at that point.
Yeah, it was a couple cuss words at that point. All right. There's a couple more we have to get to before we hop off. Two big ones. I might be getting a DualSense controller. Sony is pushing PC customization for DualSense. I've never
Okay.
tried one ever, so I think I'm just gonna get one to try it out at this point.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, let us know how it goes.
Enjoy being cabled, though, because I don't think they support Bluetooth connectivity still.
No, that's one of the things they mentioned with the DualSense Edge PS5 custom controller thing is they're gonna make it to where you can Bluetooth it to PC.
Oh, so they're trying to compete with the Xbox controllers now.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. But like
I liked the DualSense when I played with them, so
I think
I'll
give it a
pick one
try.
up. For me, like I love both Xbox and PlayStation controllers, but for me, PlayStation just feels a little more comfortable just because where the sticks are placed.
You are the only one in this group.
I have no point of reference, but I'm gonna go with the majority.
I mean, like,
So the sticks are placed a little closer in.
PlayStation controllers take a minute to get used to every time I pick one up.
Mhm.
I
really?
I love the feel of 360 controllers or Xbox controllers in general.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong,
Not
I love
Xbox
both
One.
of them.
Those were a travesty. The original
mean,
ones.
I
OG
like the
one.
original Xbox controller because it reminded me of the fucking Dreamcast controller.
Did you fucking hold them like this?
Yeah, well, not all of us have tiny hands.
Shut up.
Nice.
I was gonna say, my
It's because they
hands-
essentially were the Dreamcast controllers, though. Kickenbeans.
Yeah.
They're
mean, I
almost
was
the
a-
exact same shape.
I was a huge Dreamcast kid.
I was a Sega Saturn kid.
Oh God.
Yeah, I had that one too.
I was
I
around
was
when
a-
they. I was around when they came out with the DualShock.
I was a GameCube kid.
I
There's nothing
had,
wrong with that. GameCube had amazing games.
I love the GameCube. I
I
want to buy.
think I had an
wanna buy
OG
one again.
DualShock. Now that I think
You
about
probably
it,
did. If you
because
Sorry?
had,
Solver.
yeah,
When they-
you had a
when they-
DualShock
when they
then.
came out originally in gray. Yeah.
Yeah, for the
And you-
PS1.
Yeah. And do you remember when they were actually like super cool when they came out with the all black PlayStation
Yeah.
DualShock controller?
I
Yeah,
remember that.
Wasn't that during the PlayStation 2 era, or was that still PlayStation 1?
It was PlayStation 1, and they came out with the all black as a new color for it, and then the 2 came out like a year later. It's like PlayStation 2 came
everything
out
was
like a year
black.
later, and then it came with the black
black
controller because
controller.
it was so popular.
I had
Yeah,
one of the
I-
red ones. So
With the PlayStation 2?
with a
Wait, was
PlayStation
that-
1.
Was
Oh,
that a
shit.
Mad Catz?
No, it
Nah.
Sony proprietary came with Legacy of Kain.
Hmm.
That's
Was
the
it
only
like-
reason I got
was-
one.
Was it like the clear red, like the clear
No, and
red
they weren't-
colors and like
Target
colorful controllers they used to come out with back in those days?
No, they
Always
weren't very good at
Target
the clear acrylics back then, so it was still
Okay.
like like even if it was a clear controller, it was still pretty foggy.
Yeah. And red's the worst color to do the clear plastics in.
I
It
mean,
just doesn't look good.
N64 did the purple, and it actually looked pretty good.
I know. I just ordered a case replacement for my Steam Deck in Atomic Purple.
Nice.
Got to figure out buttons. What buttons I want to run with it now. Little birthday present to myself.
Nice. Kitty. Sorry.
I know you're fine. He's been here the whole time.
Oh yeah, chilling in the back on the blanket. Noticed.
And then
Okay. So
For-
hang on. Before we move off to this,
Okay.
Why are you getting the DualSense? What is the?
I just want to try it.
What is the appeal? 'Cause I'll tell you what. You can go over to a used game store. I think GameStops are still around, right? And you can get a used DualSense controller.
You did not have to say that. You did not have to. You did.
No, it's
Are they still around?
They are.
I play a lot of emulated PlayStation games that I own hard copies of because legal reasons. And they're hard to play with an Xbox controller. And I've been contemplating get an 8-bit Duo knockoff. Well, not knockoff. They're really good controllers, but an 8-bit Duo clone of them for my PC. But since this is a thing, you know, my prompts for button mashing will be correct. I won't have to think about it.
You have to think about it.
Yeah, because PlayStation
Wait.
1 was the only Sony console I ever owned, so
Okay, that's
I
fair.
don't
That's fair.
have the buttons memorized.
Dude, I don't know what it is, but like if you put me on a PlayStation game and it says press X, I'm like, yes, I know where that is.
Yeah,
Like I don't know, like I went from NES to 64 to like PS1 and then PS2 and then way later to Xbox 360, and then I just adapted all of these. So like now in my head, if you just tell me what system I'm supposed to be on, I know where the keys are. It's probably due to a lot of fighting games, honestly.
I'm with Kane on that one. If you tell me X, it's the left button.
yeah, that's
I
my
mean,
default.
I get it. I get it.
The only one that screws me up is the Switch.
The
Well, yeah,
Switch
because-
fucks everybody up.
Fucking Nintendo doesn't know how to do English.
Like you put me on the PlayStation or the
The Switch
Xbox,
is
like I'm good.
stupid.
Like I know
BAYZ
exactly where I
doesn't
need to
make
be.
sense.
But the Switch,
ABXY, right?
it always screws me up.
Is it BAXY?
It's B.
Okay.
So from bottom. So starting from bottom, going right, it's BAXY.
I'm like, I get it takes me a little bit, but I figure out a PlayStation controller. But I'm naturally an Xbox controller person. That's what I've grown up with. That's what I've played all the games
prefer
on.
the
I've
joystick
only have.
rotation.
Man,
Of
you guys
what?
would have been screwed up with the Sega Genesis controllers they came out with.
No, I have an
Yeah, they
8-bit
have, like,
Duo one of
buttons.
those, and I'm great with it.
I
But
was
that's
like,
like
it is
I
genetics
was
or
like
something.
8 when that happened. The last one I had was up, down, A, B, C.
Okay, yeah, but it used to be ABC, XYZ, and
You're
then
right.
like,
Yeah.
and then like the
Oh, shit,
R's
they were
were
like
I
weirdly
loved
fucking.
that.
I mean, that was
I
that
loved
was
that at the time.
And that was also unique in its own time too. Like there wasn't like 3 different controllers that had a 4-button system where all 4 buttons were different.
Yep.
No, like, and even going from that, the next game system I played on was an N64 with fucking what 1, 2, 3, 4, fucking 10 buttons on the front, including
go.
2 joysticks, a
we go,
D-pad,
Kane.
4 buttons on the side, and 1 button in the back.
Kane's
if
got
you
the
play-
stash.
That was
So
the
that's
best
the
controller.
Sega Genesis. You don't have
That
the
was the
GameCube controller, and that's the best controller. I'm throwing that one out there.
I have
And
a
64
GameCube
controller is better
though.
than the GameCube controller.
And then the N64.
GameCube
And-
controller was the worst.
And if
GameCube
you-
controller was great. Well, you just couldn't handle like the camera button being on like its own little joystick.
No, that was the
I prefer
stupidest
the
part.
64 one.
I spent way too much money with 8-bit Duo.
The problem with the 60,
Okay, so yes,
the problem
you
with
got the
64 is
Sega
the
controller with 6
joysticks.
button.
The joysticks points got really bad really fast.
What,
and I lost like traction.
Kane,
Yeah.
Kane, on that Sega controller, what were the R buttons called? Because I don't think they were R.
They're bumpers, weren't they?
Hey, bumper 1 and bumper 2. This is a original Genesis one, so it has the bumpers. Oh no, it doesn't. It just has a mode.
Okay, okay.
So I actually built this one with an 8-bit Duo kit. So it's an original PCB from a Sega Genesis controller that I modded with the kit to make it USB, and then it's got a add-in chip on the back. I don't know if you could pick it up in the camera. That converts all the button clicks to readable by PC.
Nice.
But other than that,
Nice.
it's original D-pad switch, the 8-point switch, and then the original switches and button tops for A, B, C, X, Y, Z. It doesn't even have a select button. That's how like OG this one is.
So I got a question. For
Weird
Alpha.
hobbies.
What was your favorite Sega Genesis game?
Chi-Chi Boys.
So fast.
So fast.
I'm like 2/3 of the way through it right now.
Oh boy. Genesis, you're making me reach way back here, bro.
I think Comic Zone was one of my favorites.
Yeah. Like anytime I've seen a package with that in it on Steam, I'm like, yes, give me that. Because Steam has the Sega Mega Classics on it, right? And one of their headliners was, Mega Comic, or what was it, Comic Zero?
Comic Zone.
Comic Zone. Thank you, Jesus.
No, I got you.
I got one for you.
Oh,
Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim was so good. I mean, I love all the Sonic games, but I have played them as a full-grown adult, and I almost threw my controller at my television.
hang on. I got another one for you. Toe Jam and Earl.
I was gonna say that
Toe
one
Jam and Earl was good.
for like a multiplayer
Yeah.
game. That was the first time I ever played with friends, and they did it better than any of the games ever did for the past 10 years. For the next 10 years, where they had the split screen, you could go in and it would actually like put you on one screen.
Yep.
But the moment you separated, it would change to two screens.
Yeah, that was smart design back then.
And
got-
you didn't see that for a long time after that generation.
I got 3 honorable mentions if nobody mentions them at the end.
All right, I got one thing to show real quick. So this game right here is the
Final
reason
Fantasy VII.
why I have the PlayStation controller mapped in my head, because you have no idea how many times you have to press O on shit.
Yeah, I
yeah.
do. I've played and beaten that game and used to have one of those copies before I started moving all the time.
I got that
So
game on
I-
PC.
So I looked it up. I looked it up recently, and even these copies, like the Mega 80 hits versions, are going for ridiculous prices in the UK right now. Like
Yeah.
something crazy.
They've
Like
come down
Steam-
quite a bit.
They're
But
going back up though.
Yeah,
Like, they are going back up. Like
they're
it's
on the
nuts.
upward trend. I sold my copy with a scratch to hell second disc for like $1,200.
Nice.
But that was 10 years ago.
I had
honestly
7, 8, and 9 at one point, and like however times I moved, it just like it eventually disappeared, and I am so sad about all 3 of them.
Well, that is sad. I wish I had my original copy though. That came with a Brave Fencer Musashi demo.
yeah.
Like that was just a nice little highlight in there. Like you get the book, you pull the book up, and you get another game disc just sitting there waiting for you. I'm like, oh yeah, give me
I
that.
miss
give me
I
that."
miss those days when you used to get random like games with other things.
That's what
Or,
Team
like,
Fortress and Portal originally was.
Or
Was
you
an
could get-
add-in
you could,
game.
you could get free game discs with magazines that you bought,
Yep.
like gaming magazines that you bought, and it would be 2 or 3 demos on that one disc.
Would you buy a magazine today if it came with a free game demo?
Yeah. 100%.
No.
Maybe.
Hold on.
Sadly,
Actually,
I mean, it
more
depends.
questions. Is it a one-time purchase?
No, not with how games are nowadays.
Is it a one-time purchase?
Yeah.
Is it a
you buy it at I'm gonna age myself, modern version of
book.
Comp USA.
Or a Books a Million.
Barnes and Noble.
yeah?
Tiger
So
Direct.
I think I would do it if it's a
Comp
game that I
USA.
want to buy, but I don't know if I want to commit to it. I do it with that.
I mean, what if you?
But that's
subscribe
what they
monthly?
were. You'd get like a partial version of the game and see if you actually liked it. That's how I found out I liked a game called Toomba, which
I would if the demo was more involved than the free demos you could normally get through like modern gaming channels.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? Modern gaming channels have definitely like just eliminated the reason for demo disc, because now you can just go and say, I want to play this game, and For instance, Steam has gotten really good about this lately. They have way more demo versions of a lot of the games, like the titles they have.
Yeah.
You know, but they also have a refund policy. If you play less than 20 hours of a game, you can refund
No,
it.
they lessened it. I think it's now 12.
14.
Well, I mean, it
I
makes
think-
sense because they added the demo, right?
Yeah.
Be right back.
So how the Steam return policy is the game cannot be more than 2 weeks old from your purchase date. So you can't own it more than 2 weeks, and you have to have played less than 14 hours. Now there are rare circumstances, and it happened with me, where you owned the game for longer, and because of valid reasons, you're able to refund it. I forgot what game it was, but pretty much what happened is
Helldivers. Sorry.
no, it was actually before I met any of y'all.
Starfield.
I bought a game. I was really liking it, and the devs were like, okay, they're no longer working on the game. The game was only a year old, and they were shutting down servers. I'm like, man, I want my money back because of it, because I really like the game, and I'm no longer gonna be able to play it. And then they refunded it because of that. But typically, it is just 2 weeks and 14 hours.
Yeah, so I think Steam has extenuating circumstances on the game company shutting the fuck down, right?
Yeah.
That's probably in their ULA somewhere. But yeah,
Right, so
Other
you guys
games-
ready for my honorable mentions?
Yes.
let's go.
Castlevania Bloodlines,
Yep.
Never played it.
Oh, so good.
Phantasy Star 4.
Nice.
Never played it, but I love the Phantasy Star line.
Phantasy Star Online kind of broke it. There was no good Phantasy Star game after Phantasy Star Online.
No,
Oh,
that was the best.
Fantasy
Phantasy
Star Online 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Um,
I wanted
And
that one
then-
to be so good.
Shinobi 3. Good side scroller RPG. Great Genesis game. Other
I
than
forgot
that,
about the Shinobi games.
lots of heaps of shit. Echo the Dolphin. I don't know if you guys ever played that one. I got addicted to that one for a little bit.
And that one's
You
easy.
want so
Yeah.
Echo the Dolphin was a difficult game, but fun.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, Lion King.
Fuck that
Still
game.
to this day, one of
What?
the hardest games that they have ever created.
I mean, no shit, but because it was nearly impossible to fucking beat that.
The Aladdin
Duke
game
Nukem
was fun.
3D on the Genesis.
What's up?
Duke Nukem 3D.
Yep. Sonic 3D Blast.
I had that on PC. I didn't have that on Genesis.
Yeah, hang on. You want to talk about an impossible Genesis game to beat? It was like one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games.
Yes.
That
where you
was
had to, like,
that was
go
Super. That
underwater.
was Nintendo.
Was that Nintendo?
That
Yeah.
was Nintendo.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
they
shit,
had
did.
they had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games on the Genesis.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, here, let me see if I can find it.
I could have swore the NFL Blitz games were
They were
on
Genesis.
Genesis, but they were not. They never came out on
Hyper Stone
Genesis.
Heist.
The fuck they didn't.
They came out after Genesis. 64, PlayStation were the first two consoles it was on.
You might have been thinking of Tecmo Bowl
Shut up.
for older ones.
Shut up.
What was it? NBA Jam. You guys remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the
I played.
You're on fire
Was
from
that the one that,
downtown.
I played that one on Game Boy. I never played it on my Sega.
No, I
But
could be
that was one. That was one of the
be-
first games that you could get on almost any console at that point.
Yeah,
This
I
was
can
the
be
Ninja Turtles game.
Turtles. Yeah.
Hyperson Heist. Yeah. Okay.
I could be wrong, but wasn't NBA Jam the one that because of the way the game was coded, like you could be in the corner shooting a 3, but your guy would dunk and it'd still count it for 3 points, right?
Yes,
Probably.
Yeah. because it was ridiculous and amazing.
Yeah. And then also with I think it is Tecmo Bowl or it was NFL Blitz where Bo Jackson was in it and it was just the automatic win because he was just genuinely faster than every other character ever.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Blitz because Blitz didn't have licenses for individual players.
Oh, so it's
Um,
probably Tecmo Bowl or something.
Dude, if they brought
Probably.
Blitz back today, I'd probably play it.
I mean, I would play that. Or do you remember like the NBA and NFL Street games?
Yeah.
I was just about to mention NFL Street. I loved that game.
Those games were just fun.
The NBA Street games were the fucking best.
They were so much fun. It was what NBA Jam was naturally supposed to become in the 3D world. In my opinion.
Dude, I
Never gotten
played
to the
so
basketball
many-
games.
It was just like
This was the
NFL Street,
only
but basketball.
game I ever played. This was the only one I ever played, and it was so fucking good.
I mean,
I'm
they're
waiting
the
for the
same.
drop.
The
in chat.
soundtrack was good. The art style was different and unique at the time. The play style was fun.
It wasn't complicated to play or difficult. It was very simplistic. It was just a good time waster game.
You're
That
making me
Besides-
wish I still owned that DualShock controller.
Besides
much-
the besides
much
the Mortal
is one?
Kombat, besides the Mortal Kombat games, what other fighters were there? Wasn't there like a samurai fighter that was out on like Sega CD? It was like a
Was Killer Instinct on it?
Virtual Fighter,
No,
Samurai Warriors.
no, it was like
What was
Also,
the first-
Virtual Fighter was fun, and
I
so
feel like
was
it started
Virtual
with an
Cop.
S. Hang on, let me check it out real quick.
What,
I'll look it
what
up.
was the first Soul Calibur on? 95. Oh,
Dreamcast.
Soul Edge.
Oh fuck! I can get another red one for like $16.
Uh, Soul Edge. It said arcade PlayStation. I could be wrong.
Soul
But, like,
Blade
the
was
PlayStation.
PlayStation. Soul Calibur 1.
All right, I gotta get off eBay. I'm about to spend some money on some DualShock controllers.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was.
okay. So
Soul
King,
Edge
of,
was
King of
on-
Fighters.
Mhm.
King of Fighters was one of those that came out first on like Sega, and then there was another one that was like Shonen Warriors or something like that. You saw it in the arcades a lot, even after Sega CD came out, where it was like basically a copy of Street Fighter. But
Oh,
like you
Virtual
had-
Fighter?
Virtual
was
Fighter.
It, was it Virtual Fighter?
It was
like,
Virtual Fighter.
I don't feel like that was-
Virtua, not virtual.
Depends on where what copy you got. Because I got a copy that said Virtual.
Okay.
Oh, you got one of those Japanese knockoffs then.
Yeah.
Probably I was broke as fuck in the 90s.
I used to compete in Street Fighter and Virtua Fighter tournaments because the controls were exactly the same and the combos were exactly the same.
Also, I got Virtua Fighter Kids, which was fun and stupid.
Dude, we should have a Street Fighter tournament. All right.
I'm terrible at Street Fighter.
Let's go.
I used to be able to
How
be
long do we have to
blindfolded.
prepare for it?
I don't know if I would do good at Street Fighter, but Soul Calibur I could hold my own.
Okay,
You
not
could beat
Virtual
Soul
Fighter.
Calibur.
Confirmed, not Virtual Fighter. Virtual Fighter was like Tekken before Tekken.
Okay.
The one I'm talking about was like two-dimensional, like side-scrolling type fighter with characters that were samurai-based. Like you had weapons still. I'll try to find the
Still
title.
sounds like Samurai Warriors.
Maybe.
No, not Samurai.
I know what you're
No.
talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Everybody knows it. Nobody remembers the damn name of it.
It wasn't Eternal Champions, was it?
No.
Describe the game.
Shadow Dancer.
That doesn't ring a
Shadow-
bell.
No.
Okay, well, while we look that up, I want to move on to
Samurai
our
Showdown.
last subject.
Thank you. Yep,
Samurai Showdown.
That was it.
So for those of us with Ryzen CPUs, the correct
Shut up.
CPU,
Uh-huh. Damn.
Microsoft new Windows update, people are seeing up to a 10% increase in performance on their CPUs for Ryzen Zen 3, 4, and 5.
We're talking Windows 11.
Yeah.
I'm still not on 11.
Eventually it'll force you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
still
put a pin
on.
in that
I'm
to come
I'm
back
still
to
on
it.
10 on both my laptops.
But I just made Windows 11 look like 10 and it functions the same way. But yeah, so apparently people are seeing up to a 10% increase. And I don't know if anyone's figured out what they did. But 24H2, the new update, everyone's getting all kinds of fucking crazy performance buffs. At least in the beta version.
Okay.
But also
I don't. have
apparently
that.
13th and 14th gen Intel is also seeing bumps, but not as great.
I've got a
Aren't they also
10th gen.
melting themselves slowly?
Listen, there's a lot of reasons to kick Intel. This isn't one of them. They're trying, man. They're trying. They used to be on top. It's hard being the king when there's another little prince coming up your way.
Also, can I ask why Kain was wrong on Black Myth Wukong?
Oh,
wait.
this is one I wanted to own up. I forgot that was a topic.
Because it's a Souls-like game.
It's not a Souls-like game. Everything I've
Okay.
watched and seen, it plays more like Jedi Survivor. So I'm gonna end up buying it after I beat Space Marine. I'm gonna wait for it to be on sale.
Yeah, I got it wish listed to wait for a sale.
Yeah.
I
It's not on Green Man Gaming unless I'm just typing the name wrong because I tried to look for it and it wasn't on there.
Did you look for Black Myth?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's 0 results.
You spell
So I
myth
also
right.
have it. I spelt it right.
Okay.
I literally copy and
Just double
pasted it
check
from
it.
Steam.
Just double check. It's a problem I have regularly.
Yes, we know. But no, it's not on Green Man Gaming. But I also have it wishlisted because, again, I still have
I'm
to
looking
play
at it
Jedi
on Green
Survivor.
Gaming right now.
Definitely on
Are
Green
you?
Man Gaming.
damn.
I
The
literally
AI
copied
the
and
AI
pasted
is
the
the worst.
name.
Oh, it's
Maybe
probably
just
the
type
colon.
it in like
Linked.
Is there no colon in it?
But there's a colon in the game name. It's hard to search things with colons because it tells websites to do other things.
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't,
maybe
just
that
don't put
was
the
it.
colon in. Just put Black Myth,
Yeah.
and it's the only game that pops up.
Okay, maybe, we all make mistakes. At least,
Be
Oh,
fuzzier,
no.
AI.
you're
Be
the
fuzzier.
No.
AI. You're not supposed to make mistakes.
Lazy
I always
AI.
make mistakes. I am lazy.
Um,
So real quick, bouncing back to the Windows 10, Windows 11
oh yeah.
topic real fast. So I got caught up in this, but for any of any listeners out there, Windows has been actively pushing updates where it's forcing you, if you have the hardware requirement for it, it'll auto update you to Windows 11 without your permission. It happened to me and I looked into it, and it's happening to thousands of users at a time where they're just forcing it because now that Windows 10 is running out of their security updates, they're just forcing it on people now.
I was gonna say they did that with 10 when 10 was the new thing.
No, they let
Mm.
7 die.
They weren't as aggressive with 10.
Yeah, they let 7 die and reach its end of life, and everyone was kind of forced to upgrade to 10.
Yeah, no, because I remember exactly like one day I was just updating my computer and it swapped to 10 immediately. I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, you probably had it set to auto update.
So what you're saying are so I haven't noticed it too bad with my current one of my laptops is Windows 11. I just made the changes because it helped.
Might as well get used to it.
Yep. But my other laptop's Windows 10, and I haven't noticed that aggressive of an attempt to make me change to Windows 11 on it yet.
You probably don't meet the hardware requirements.
I mean, it could be. It's my work laptop.
If
Yeah,
your
and
work
it's
laptop
possible,
doesn't
like-
have if your work laptop doesn't have the TPM 2.0 security chip in it,
Mm-hmm.
then it probably is not trying to upgrade you because that is a requirement to be on 11 is to have
Yeah.
that TPM security chip in it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And like,
So
while my work
Okay.
laptop's running a 12th gen, it does not have a TPM chip in it because it's like some Dell proprietary like company laptop thing.
Gotcha. And that's what
Yeah.
my work laptop is.
yeah, before my current upgrade on this desktop system, my old one didn't have a TPM chip, and I was concerned about the Windows 11 push. So I actually bought a TPM module that you can plug in. So
Okay.
It's fair.
it is something you can get for or at least for desktop PCs. I don't know about laptops.
But yeah, I had all the auto updates on my home PC off because I use Windows 11 at work and I'm used to it, but I just haven't personally researched or looked into it as far as Windows 11 gaming and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a notification that I needed to do a NAT firmware update, and that's common with Windows. So I ran that, selected that one by itself. When the PC restarted, it was on Windows 11. Like it didn't give
Oh,
me
damn.
it didn't ask me, it didn't prompt me, it didn't let me prep any files for an operating system change, nothing. I got lucky that I had no issues happen, but it just did it.
That
To the
sucks.
point to where Linus is not their podcast, but one of their channels where they cover tech media. They had like a 10-minute snippet about this topic.
Well, damn. Okay.
Yep.
Windows
By the way,
11
I
is
just-
being forced just before Windows 12 comes out.
I know it's
Yeah,
stupid, right?
You know what? It's still not as
It-
bad as it's still not as bad as Apple and
At
iOS.
least when we had 7 to 10, we had a choice, right? Like,
Well, yeah, nobody was playing with 8.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like,
Because 8 was garbage.
8 and 9 was garbage. I refuse to
I-
call it by its slave name.
Wait, there was a Windows 9.
was there a 9?
Was there a 9? I swore
thought they
I
just
went from
skipped-
8 to 10. I swear I went from Windows 8 to 10 in that update.
Do you guys not remember 8.1 where they tried to fix all of 8 and it failed?
I do
Was that
remember,
the stupid
I do
like one
remember
made for
that.
tablets?
We don't talk
No,
about the old days.
8 was made for tablets, and that was the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a big push by Microsoft for touchscreen.
Touchscreen. Yeah.
Because that's
like,
when tablets
it's
first started getting big. So
Not
like,
even tablets.
Windows
but,
8
like, touchscreen
or like touchscreen
computers.
like computers.
Like,
And so Windows 8 was specifically built to work on touchscreens. So if you didn't have one, it worked like garbage.
yeah, it was hot shit.
The
was
only
a-
thing I
It was a
use my
dumpster fire.
the only thing I use my touchscreen laptop for is physically signing PDF copies.
I used to use it when I was a mechanic for Ford
That makes sense. You
because they could afford it.
Yeah.
The only time I use my personal touchscreen is for D&D Beyond.
Makes sense.
That makes sense
But
as
also,
well.
we're at a point when touchscreens are. It doesn't cost that much extra money to get a touchscreen.
It does for gaming.
It does for gaming. Yeah.
To get a good gaming monitor that is also a touchscreen, you're talking double the price.
Oh shit! Never
Yeah.
mind then.
But like for
It'll
your
be really
shitty work
interesting.
laptop, they're just gonna put it on there because they can market it. And IT people that have no idea what you actually do for work are gonna buy it because it sounds like it might work.
Well, it's also way easier to put a 15-inch touchscreen system in than
Yeah.
it is a 32-inch touchscreen system.
No,
Yeah.
I agree, but like I said, my company pays extra for touchscreen, and I think I've only used it to sign a PDF document.
I get it.
It'll be real interesting in the next couple generations if that technology becomes standardized. Just because with like kids these days growing up playing video games on like their tablets and everything's hand thumb controls on the touchscreen. Like we grew up on mouse and keyboard or like old Atari joysticks and then transitioned to hand controllers.
Mm-hmm.
Or some people transition to mouse and keyboard, but like that's what we grew up with.
So
To the point where like even me playing like a game on my phone gets uncomfortable sometimes.
Who was it?
on-
Pirate Software
Yeah.
actually said he had a little segment or clip or whatever. He's like, we went to a game convention and we set a table out and we had a mouse, keyboard, and controller. And nobody was going, like, none of the kids coming up were going for the mouse and keyboard. They all went for the controller.
Yep.
And then he was like, okay, we got to fix this. So they put out 2 controllers, and then they had kids come up, walking up and just trying to like do things on the screens, like on the actual computer screens. He's
Holy
like,
crap!
he's like, kids are just like touchscreen intuitive now because that's what they're growing up on. Mom and dad hand them a tablet or a cell phone and let them go ham.
well,
Yeah,
it's a,
and eventually-
it's
and
a one-time
eventually
payment
we're gonna-
babysitter.
Yeah, and eventually we're gonna get to the point where the newer generation of gamers are gonna be just doing VR. We're gonna get there.
I'm ready for the world of VR chat.
Sword Art Online.
We got all Wally up in here.
If
We
you can
going
boot me
Albion?
in, I'm in. What I'm
I
surprised
mean, you're
about,
talking about full dive.
yeah, I'm about it. I'd plug into
I
the
mean, I'm-
Matrix by choice.
I'll go with you, bro.
I'm about
Don't
it
worry.
too.
We'll be
Come at me when VR is full dive VR.
I already know 3 of us who are going to sign up to beta test that shit. So let's go.
Yeah.
Fucking.
We already got our guild.
I mean, I think we have 5 right here.
You lose. It kind of gave me like a. I'm sorry, not name drop.
You're
Shit.
You're good.
Damn
Damn
we
it.
were
Beans.
an
You're
hour
so
and a
good.
half
We were doing
in.
so good.
I was doing so good.
You were doing so
Insane.
good.
And that
Now,
face with me in agreement. So I was like, yeah, I'm in. I'm gonna try
Oh,
this.
sorry. I thought you were like like I don't know about that, bro. Yeah, because
I mean,
the first gen.
No, I'm
Damn
I'm
it.
here for it, man.
So
Like, give me the Sword
were.
Art Sword Art Online like full dive.
So I'm surprised that those weird cell phone docks that turn it's basically just a laptop, keyboard, mouse, and screen that you plug your phone into aren't more popular. I would love to have that for work, to be honest with you. I would just buy like a Galaxy Ultra, whatever, for my work computer and just carry around one of those if they'd let me.
what is it now?
You can buy docks, they look like laptops, right? Because most cell phones, a lot of people don't know this, most cell phones have a desktop environment built into them. So if you plug your Galaxy phone into say like a Steam dock, you could run your Galaxy phone keyboard, mouse, computer screen perfectly fine. It'd have something resembling a start menu. It would run very much like Linux runs now.
I can do that with my MSI and my Android.
Yeah, you can do it
Super
if you
easy.
if you just plug your phone into your desktop, it'll give you that option.
Mhm.
So they make docks that are essentially laptops, but there's no hardware in them other than a keyboard, touchpad, and screen. And some of them have speakers and but it gives you extra USB ports. There's some of the nicer ones have extra battery onboard storage or onboard battery so that it doesn't drain your phone battery and it'll recharge your phone while you do it. Like I carry around an iPad, a laptop, and my phone all for work. If I can make this one thing, I'd be way happier.
Fair. Although I'm pretty sure that there was a thing for a while where people were using their cell phones and like what was it? PUBG Mobile.
Yeah,
And they were plugging them into a dock and using a mouse keyboard to play a mobile version.
I'm guilty of that. I slayed.
Nice.
It's easy to click on pixels when you're using a mouse. But yeah, I'm surprised those things aren't more popular. Just for work things, because my work pays for my phone. Why are they also paying for a laptop?
Because it's probably not trusted well enough yet, is my guess. Like,
Yeah,
how good are those devices? How secure are they? That kind of thing. Like, there's a lot that goes into that because when you're given a laptop from your work, they usually put their proprietary software and security controls on it. When you're given a cell phone, you don't necessarily have that level of control unless you specifically have a work phone that they give you, right? So it's kind of hit or miss about like what kind of company you work for, what security levels exist. A lot of companies won't even let you hook anything USB up to a laptop unless it's like part of a docking system that they've already registered to your laptop. My last company was like that.
shit, you
I could
couldn't
put-
do my job if they did that. Started locking
I
out
mean, I-
USBs.
No, I get it. But if the thing acts like an external power source and or a like a flash drive, like if it has any kind of storage on it,
Yeah,
then other like big companies, Fortune 500s or whatever, wouldn't be able to touch it.
and I get that. When I was in the military, I've seen people arrested for bringing Bluetooth mice into certain areas because they have built-in storage and plugging them into a government laptop.
Yep.
So I understand that. I'm just saying for my job, it would not be hard because my work laptop, the only weird thing it has installed on it is a VPN. I have
yeah.
the VPN installed on my phone so I could access those files from my phone.
So then you're talking supply and demand, right? Like how
Yeah.
much is that thing and how much would it be for a company to buy it? Is it really worth their time and money, or can they just, contract with a laptop manufacturer and get 800 laptops for, 1/4 their normal like MSRP?
Yeah, and I'd probably be more inclined to throw my phone up against the wall than my laptop. It requires work, and I very much want to throw my laptop against the wall on a daily basis.
Nice.
I've even been like, can I purchase my own laptop and use it? Like, I'll let you do the security on it. I fucking hate this thing. It is a hunk of shit that says Dell on it. Um,
Sorry, I'm just looking at Green Man Gaming since we brought it up earlier, and September is like the freaking month apparently for a lot of game releases right now. So we've got the Final Fantasy 16 port to PC.
Nice.
That's September 17th. Obviously, Space Marine 2 coming out on the 9th. And then we have God of War Ragnarok getting its PC port on the 19th.
Oh, I'm excited about that one.
I'm mad that they're porting Final Fantasy 16 before they port Final Fantasy 7 Deuce.
They're
You
not
know-
about to be broke in September.
I'm not surprised.
You know, I am surprised actually because from what I heard, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth did not have good console sales.
Yeah, that's
They
why.
should have PC ported that immediately.
The reason I'm not surprised is because I like, even though it might not have had good console sales, that was their big thing for this year.
Yeah.
So I'm
And-
not surprised that they were still like holding it back from PC port.
I mean, I get it, but they just didn't make their numbers. And if they had PC ported, they would have made more than their numbers.
And I want to
mean,
fucking
we're
play it on
ta-
my
we're-
Steam Deck. God damn it!
We're talking. Yeah, I just want to play it. I am still a huge fan of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII is one of my favorite PlayStation 1 games, next to Final Fantasy 8 and Legends of Dragoon.
Legends of Dragoon
dude,
was
I
so
would-
good.
I would love a Legends of Dragoon remake.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Probably will never happen, but
I
Would
mean,
love that.
we're all in a financially stable position where we could fly to Japan and beat Square Enix until they make one.
yeah, I don't know if we'd make it past the security at the gate though, bro.
Let me handle the
Four of the
security.
five
You
of
guys just have to hurt the developers.
Everybody was
Four of the
kung
five of us
fu
can do that.
fighting.
Yeah,
I mean, I would love a Legends of Dragoon remake in the same sense of Final Fantasy VII.
it would.
But I would
Slay.
also love Final Fantasy VIII to do the same thing because again, I love that more than 7.
I mean, there's a lot of games that are much older that had compelling storylines that were way less small than games we deal with today. I mean, take Chrono Trigger. I would love to see Chrono Trigger remade as a brand new RPG, but I would hate to see what they do with it if they just add shit, right? Like,
Yeah, and I think that's on the level of Legends of Dragoon because it was similar timeline, similar fighting against or like trying to become popular against those Final Fantasy games.
mhm.
So it would, but it was so good, and they did such a good job. It was just with a certain kind of clients.
Although, you know what's really funny about the Final Fantasy series? That is the one that was pushed hard in the US.
Mhm.
Nobody here, I mean, in general, just Final Fantasies in general, nobody here really thinks about the Dragon Quest series, which is actually more popular in Japan than Final Fantasy is.
I played
Dragon
8.
Quest is huge in almost a lot of countries versus us. Dragon Quest was big in Mexico.
I mean, it was bigger everywhere except for here because they basically, for whatever reason, they held it back and decided that Americans get Final Fantasy.
Well,
I don't know why.
It was almost the same kind of story.
and they remastered Final Fantasy VIII in 2019, so we're not going to see it remastered again for another 10 years. It's not a great remaster, but if you do want it on PC, it requires recommended specs: AMD A8 series or Intel first gen Core i5, and a Radeon 740 or a GTX 960.
Nice.
So, I mean, if you want a nostalgia trip, go for it. $20 on Steam right now.
if I want an 80-hour nostalgia trip.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting close to time, so let's start working our way out. Honorable mentions, Deadlock's a real thing. The Crow movie was really bad. I think between this one and what's the game?
Sorry, Crow remake?
Borderlands.
movie, that should be one of our podcast episodes where we sit down, watch a movie, and riff on it.
Oh, I think Borderlands should be one of them because it is official. We were talking about it last week.
Yep.
But now it is official that it is coming out to streaming services on the 30th of this month.
Oh, if we're gonna do a movie stream and Raz on it, we're definitely inviting Pit Ripper.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I was just not going to tell him what we were doing, and I was going to get a hold of his significant others and be like, "We're kidnapping him for 2 to 3 hours."
Nice.
But the new Crow movie is apparently in the running for worst movie of the year, and that includes Borderlands.
Who would have fucking thought?
Wow.
Nobody wanted anybody that nobody wanted them to make a new movie on Brandon Lee's legacy.
Yeah, nobody
Well,
asked for that, right?
Nobody fucking asked for it. Nobody wanted it.
Just to make the argument,
Everybody accepted that. Honestly, even though it was a cult classic, it didn't do good in theaters when it was out. The Crow is a very good, well done movie, in my opinion.
to make the argument, the other 2 Crow movies were pretty decent. I'm not saying they were good, but I'd watch them again. This one, I'm gonna see because I'm a goth kid at heart, but I've heard nothing but terrible things. The girlfriend takes 48 minutes in the movie to die. That is the first scene in all 3 of the other movies.
How long
That
was
was the whole
running
purpose.
time?
The movie is 2.5 hours.
That was the whole purpose of the story. Was they killed his girlfriend
Yep.
and him.
Yep.
Now you get to see the torment.
I'm sorry, they
We're
raped
supposed to
and
get the
killed his
torment
girlfriend.
after she dies.
There's a
He's-
whole
While-
there's a whole
while
thing in
she's
this one.
dying.
Yeah, he's also only the Crow for 20 minutes in the movie.
Okay,
It's bad. I'm
Why-
gonna watch it,
why-
but
why
it's
ruin-
apparently bad.
I'll wait till
Yeah,
it
I've-
trains,
I've
and I
seen,
can.
I've seen that it's bad.
Sure.
Or I'm sorry, I heard that it was bad.
All right.
But come on, man, that was such a good movie.
Oh yeah, no one's arguing that the first Crow wasn't great. It still holds up. I rewatched it with the significant other 2 weeks ago.
I
Think-
regularly have to show it to people.
I think the DVD's still in my Xbox.
Nice.
Shows how little I play my Xbox. Yeah, let's drum it out. If you want to contact us, be a guest on the show, reach out to us for funny shit to talk about, or even just let us play your music, reach out at TheDepthsofJigoku@gmail.com to get people to reach out more and talk about or make comments on YouTube. If we see enough comments asking, we might tell you what the fuck our name means. You can find us at Twitter at The Depths of Jigoku, YouTube, Spotify at The Depths of Jigoku, Instagram, The Depths of Jigoku, Twitch, The Depths of Jigoku coming soon. And if you need help, reach out. If you're feeling some kind of way, don't start a shotgun. There are better ways to deal with shit. Don't make fun of the people with the opposite of ups. They're awesome people. I'm not making fun of them. I just don't want to get us monetarily banned in the future if that term becomes not acceptable. And then, yeah. Anybody else got any other shout outs?
The Twitch is already made. I made it like 30 minutes into the podcast.
Wonderful.
So
Nice.
it seems like we might eventually dabble with some Twitch stuff.
Yeah, I'm 99% positive you can actually do like a joint stream thing where you can go and
Yeah.
watch multiple streams
You
at
could-
the same time.
You could squad
So-
stream, or typically what we could do is, especially with like movie nights, like we could do like recorded podcasts or whatnot, or we can not show the movie directly because people do this. Is like everybody joins in at the same time, and then we all click go on the movie and we all watch it together. And you could hear us like live critique the movie.
Yeah, we could put up like a timer and
Yeah.
make sure it's time stamped.
Yeah.
All right.
Also,
Other
we might
than that,
randomly show up on our Twitch.
Yeah. There's good games coming out. Get
There's
on
good
our
games
Twitch.
coming
We'll
out.
start doing a thing.
Oh god, they're gonna start playing WoW on the Twitch, and we're gonna become a dead channel.
No, I
Here we
fucking
go.
hate
Yeah.
it. We're already a dead channel.
I'm just saying. Here we go again. I'll get my green screen out and get my old layouts put up again.
right?
Yep.
You're what?
I had Twitch. I did stream for like 3 years.
Yeah, I
on
remember.
Twitch.
I used to watch you or have you like on my second monitor.
Yep.
when I was doing stuff.
Yeah, a lot of Rock Band before they went to the subscription based service. Hopefully, I can
I miss Rock Band.
or not
Not Rock Band. Rockstar.
Guitarsmith.
Guitarsmith.
Uh,
Rocksmith. Rocksmith.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
Rocksmith. That's
Yeah.
the one. Thank you, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in years, obviously.
I was so mad when they went to the subscription service.
Dude, not
Alright.
not only did they go to subscription service, they blocked, like they
Yep.
literally update killed the standalone game.
Yep.
All right. It sounds like another.
Damn.
It sounds like a topic for another podcast episode.
There you go. There you go.
All
Good night,
right.
everybody.
Good night.
Good
Later,
night.
Bye.
Houston, I'm getting a little fluctuation in the AC voltage now. Roger. Just the meter maybe, huh? Stand by. Looking good. You're still looking good. It's coming up 3 minutes.